Mark Carney's November 4 budget is not just numbers, it's the national stress test. One wrong move, and we are looking at higher prices, a market slide, or even an election. The Prime Minister just told Canadians fortune favors the bold. All right, then, let's see how bold this budget really gets and what's about to hit your wallet. Here's the truth. Carney's speech gave us a budget skeleton in plain sight. It's not business as usual. It's a rebuild plan and a gamble dropped in the middle of a trade war with Trump's America, record housing stress, and global uncertainty. So tonight, let's forecast 5 things Carney will do on November 4th, 3 things he will hide, and 1 thing that could blow the doors off Parliament. Number 1, defense and sovereignty surge. Carney promised the largest increase in defense spending in a generation. That's your first forecast, a defense-heavy budget. Expect multi-billion-dollar line items for NORAD, Arctic bases, drones, subs, cyber, and shipyards. He's doing it for 2 reasons. To prove to NATO he is serious and to cut the weak Canada narrative that Trump keeps hammering. Translation? Defense is equal to jobs in Halifax, Vancouver, and a new industrial push for made in Canada gear. Forecast number 2, housing and infrastructure blitz. I've come up with this forecast based on Carney's speech on November 22nd. You heard him. We used to build in this country. We can build again. This is going to be the most construction-heavy budget since the 1950s. Federal guarantees for prefab housing plants, faster permits, and a Build Canada Homes expansion that doubles housing starts within a decade. It's political triage, not optional. If this budget does not hit housing, it dies on the floor, period. Quick pit stop. Hit subscribe if you want more of this straight talk, and if you want me to keep roasting this full time, grab a channel membership or buy me a coffee. Now back to the forecast. Forecast number 3, Buy Canadian Industrial Policy. Carney's speech gave it away. Only 40% of the steel we use is made here. He called that nonsense. So, forecast number 3, a full-blown Buy Canadian Act, giving preference to domestic steel, aluminum, and tech in every infrastructure and defense contract. It will sound patriotic, but here is the catch. It risks retaliation from Washington and trade headaches with Europe. This is nationalist economics, and it's coming hard. Forecast number 4, fiscal discipline, aka cuts. Carney says he will balance the operating deficit in 3 years by reducing wasteful government spending. That's bureaucrat code for cutbacks. Expect efficiency targets, attrition in the public service, and consolidation of programs like Canada Post or agencies that lose money. He's selling it as discipline, but the opposition will call it austerity in a trench coat. That's your midterm pain forecast. Smaller government, slower help. Forecast number 5, global diversification. Carney wants to double exports outside the US in 10 years. That's a big goal. So, forecast number 5, trade credits, export insurance, and new funding for Asia missions. Indonesia, India, UAE, EU, Germany. It's bold, but also risky. If Trump jacks tariffs again, Canada is caught mid-pivot. This is his moonshot. A Canada that sells to the world, not just rents space besides the US. Now, as promised, here are the hidden truths. Number 1, affordability still hurts. Carney admitted inflation is down, but costs are still far too high. That line matters because the budget will sound like relief, but it won't feel like it. food prices, rents, fuel, they won't drop overnight. You will see tax credits, not price cuts. And that's the crack the conservatives will drive a truck through. Hidden truth number 2. Slow roll projects. He bragged about a major projects office, one-stop shop to fast-track builds. But fast in Ottawa means 5 years minimum. These nation-building projects will sound immediate but won't break ground till 2026-2027. Expect frustration, ribbon-cutting photo ops, and very little dirt moved before the next election. Hidden truth number 3. Sacrifices and spend. He said transformation will take sacrifice and trim. Translation? There will be cuts, slow growth, and shiny headlines to distract from the reality, to distract from the grind. This budget is a political tightrope. Spend enough to please voters, cut enough to calm markets. If he leans too far either way, he tumbles. And we get an election by spring. Election trigger forecast. Yeah, that's the wild card, the confidence vote. This budget is the trigger. The NDP can either hold their nose and pass it, or sink it and face voters. Don Davies says no red lines. But come November, if healthcare and housing are not in there, the NDP walks. So 50-50 chance of a spring election. Carney is betting he can buy time. The opposition's betting he can't. So here is your Unlocking Canada forecast in a nutshell. Defense surge, housing blitz, buy Canadian law, fiscal squeeze, global trade pivot, and underneath it, the same storm. Affordability, trust, and sovereignty. If he pulls it off, Canada stabilizes. If he fumbles, we are back in an election before tax season. So your move. What do you think? Will Budget 2025 steady the ship or sink the government? Drop it in the comments, smash that subscribe, and join the membership to keep Unlocking Canada fueled. Because this country is turning a corner and somebody's got to call it straight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.